Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari A to Z, a series of short playthroughs of Atari 8-bit games, some which I grew up with and some which are new to me. Today is one of the former. Today we're looking at Typo Attack, which is a 1982 release by David Buehler, released through the Atari Program Exchange, which, as you may recall if you've seen some earlier episodes, was a system that Atari set up to allow people to submit their own programs and have them published and distributed by Atari. So the original creators retained all the copyrights and everything to their own work, and Atari would pay them royalties for every copy sold. And in a lot of cases, games that were sold on the Atari Program Exchange ended up being incorporated into Atari's official catalogue in their own right. So notable examples that we've seen previously include things like Caverns of Mars is probably the most well-known one. But Typo Attack was another very well-received one that ended up as an official Atari product on a cartridge. Between 1981 and 1983, Atari ran an annual program called Atari Star, which is an award program for people who submitted their games and their applications to the Atari Program Exchange. There was a prize of $25,000 on offer for the annual winner, and Typo Attack was the winner in 1982. The program only ran until 1983 though, because of the great crash and all the problems that Atari encountered as a result of that. But yeah, in the short period that the competition ran, Typo Attack was a big winner. And as I say, it went on to become an official part of the Atari lineup, getting released on cartridge. Buehler was just 17 years old when he created this game for the first time in 1982. It's just to make you feel a little bit inferior. But anyway, let's go enjoy his work. Let's go play Typo Attack.
Okay, here we are with Typo Attack from the Atari Program Exchange. Yeah, this is a game I used to enjoy playing growing up, and it's one of several ways that I learned to type pretty quickly. The main one that I think I've said previously is through typing in listings from magazines. But this game is another way that I used to do it, because I really liked this because it was, oh, I mean, it's a game. I was going to say it felt like a game, but it is a game, that's why. Okay, let's go for upper and lower, and that's all we can do for now, I think. Alright, let's hit start. Alright, so what you do in this is enemies are coming down the screen, and you have to hit the key that corresponds to whatever they are. And if they're capital letters, you have to hold down the shift key and type them accordingly. And as you might expect, it gets more and more frantic as time goes on. We're starting fairly sedately at the minute. You also notice as you play that the characters at the bottom of the screen that you're supposed to be pressing, they change over time as well. So you have to pay attention. You can't just rely on your hands being in one place all the time. Or your fingers being over the exact same keys, I should probably say, because your hands are supposed to be in the same place if you're touch typing. And you'll see that in true Atari arcade game tradition, as you progress, your points multiplier gets gradually higher as the game gets more difficult. So the further you go in the game, the more points you can score more quickly. And that's basically everything there is to this game. Oh, that's interesting. These ones you got to time it right, because if you hit them when there's the gap in between them, you don't destroy them. That's interesting. I don't remember that from the original. It has been a very long time since I played the original though, so there's your disclaimer for that. Okay, up to wave 5. Surprisingly tricky to touch type when you've got a microphone in your face. It's just occasionally you like to glance down at the keys just to make sure you're hitting the right ones. But I guess the point of touch typing is that you don't need to do that, so... As you can hopefully see, I'm not looking down at the keyboard all that much anyway. As I tend to find that once I get in position, I'm generally pretty fine. Triple points! So if the enemies reach the bottom in this, what they do is they start digging into the bunkers that you're launching the missiles out of. Which means you can survive a few hits from them. But if they dig right down to where the letters are, that's when you lose a life. Do you have lives, or is it just game over in this? I can't remember. Like I say, it's been a very long time since I actually played this properly for the last time. But it is a game that I used to really enjoy playing when I was growing up. Yeah, it's getting a bit quicker now. And those changes of letters are coming more quickly as well. Coming right when you least expect them. You can probably feel the concentration coming off now. You notice I've gone a bit quiet because I'm having to pay attention to what I'm doing. Wave number 8. Don't think we've seen any repeat sprites yet either, have we? That's neat. Always nice to have some variety. And if you know your keyboard, you might notice that the further we go in the game, the more keys it's using as well. So towards the beginning, it was mostly using just the middle row of the keyboard. We're using top and middle row at the minute. So I imagine at some point the bottom row is going to get involved. Yeah, this is still a fun game. I mean, it's simple, but the nice thing about it is that you're learning something while you're playing it, or you're practicing a skill while you're playing it, and it's a useful skill rather than that sort of amorphous, or I'm training my hand-to-eye coordination that is normally used as a justification for video games by people who can't think of anything better. Oh, we got a repeated sprite. It's a palette swap, so I don't know if that counts. Oh god, it's getting intense now. I do like the fact you can set off as many missiles as you want at a time in this. So they basically fire as quickly as... Oh no! That's capital P. E. Oh no. Oh dear. It's all going wrong. My inability to distinguish capital letters has proven my downfall. It's alright, we're all good. It's going to be fine. Where's the U? God, I'm cutting it fine on a few of these now, aren't I? I'm saying this like it actually matters, like it's important that I get this right. I got to save the universe. But yeah, it's one of those games that you start playing and you'll just find yourself getting naturally involved in. No music? Am I that bad that you won't provide me with music anymore? I'm doing my best. Wonder how likely it is that the letters at the bottom will spell out a rude word. It did come perilously close earlier, but the fact it was up against the right edge of the screen kind of saved the day there. I wonder if there is some sort of routine in there to prevent it from spelling out things that young children should not be seeing. It's always a risk in a game like this. Although I suppose statistically it's probably quite unlikely. Oh, I'm in the zone now, getting the rhythm. All about prioritizing your targets. Just like a real shoot 'em up. I imagine there probably is a routine in there to check for rude words, because there's obviously a routine in there to check that it's not repeating the same letters twice. Unless they're in different cases. But yes, that would be a fun part of the code to look at. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I'm misaligning my fingers. No one likes misaligned fingers. I got this. I am the Typo Attack master. Yes! Bring it on, Wave 16. I can't find the letter U again. Oh, you just made me type bum, game. I'm not having that. U Z X K no comma G V U T D space X D comma V. It's getting quite tiring now. Where's my letter U again? My old nemesis. Stop changing just as I'm pressing you. Having a decent sense of peripheral vision is helpful in this game. So, yeah, you always want to concentrate looking on the letters at the bottom to make sure they're not changing. And just be sort of passively aware of the stuff that's coming down above them. Wave 18! Oh yeah, bottom row's definitely getting involved now. Oh god, hundreds of them. No! Bap! Bap! Whew. Intense! Too intense for me! Whew. I have no idea what my sort of best score or wave progress was when I was a kid. I do recall the later stages like this getting quite stressful for me. So I used to like playing the early stages where you could just sort of chill out and shoot some things by pressing letters. Yeah, this is getting surprisingly intense now for sure. I suspect we're going to reach my limit at some point though. If only the limit of my concentration. Up to wave 20 though. I do like the way the music in this just sounds like something you'd hear at the seaside. I don't know if that was supposed to sort of give the impression of like a carnival game or something like that. Whatever, it works. It gives this game quite a sort of distinctive sense of character. Yes, bring it on. Back to the smiley lion faces or whatever they are. Oh, oh, God. Where? No, no! Is there a hard limit to how many shots you can fire at once? It's about 4 or 5, I think. I guess it's probably using the Atari's hardware sprites for at least some of these things on screen. The Atari has 4 hardware big sprites called players, and then it has 4 missile sprites as well, which are like, I can't remember if they're 2x2 or 4x4 pixels. They're pretty tiny, regardless. But there's a lot more stuff appearing on screen in this than just the hardware sprites would allow, so there's some sort of additional spriting routines going on, clearly. Oh, you changed! No! I'm starting to get that sinking feeling like it's probably not going to last much longer. I wonder if we'll make it to 25. I'll consider this a success if we make it to 25 without obliterating ourselves. No! Oh no, the horrible spectacles are going to be my downfall. These things are nasty! And that whole timing thing you have to do with them as well. I really don't remember that from the original. I say the original, like this is a different version. I don't remember that from when I used to play it, is what I meant. M-T-K-O-C-M Cockham F-C X-M-R. Oh, thank God for that. That was close. But we're getting a bit close to death on a few of these bunkers. The one on the far right is definitely in severe danger right now. Oh, and S is in danger as well. Oh god, they keep coming. At least you only ever get one thing in each column. If there was more than one thing in each column, that would get even more confusing. But I guess they had to put a hard limit somewhere. Wave 25. Let's see if we can survive this one. So yeah, it always kind of amused me that this got a cartridge release, because, you know, obviously watching this you can see that it is a proper game as much as it is an educational tool. But it just felt kind of cool to have a game like this sort of sitting alongside the likes of things like Pac-Man and Necromancer and Pole Position and all that sort of thing, and the things that Atari re-released on cartridge over the years. I don't remember if this is one they put out for the XE game system as well as just their sort of main line of cartridges in the early 80s, but... Oh no! No. But since the XE game system, you had a keyboard that you could attach to it, because it was a full-on computer. It just... Oh, it's all over. Yeah, since the XE game system had a keyboard that you could attach to it and detach from it if you wanted it to. Yeah, this could have worked on that as a console game. Because it's fun. Suitable for the whole family. Anyway, I think that's probably enough Typo Attack for one day. Just give my fingers a rest and my sanity a rest. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. New episodes of Atari A to Z are on Tuesdays and Atari ST A to Z on Thursdays. Check out atariatoz.wordpress.com for a full archive. Do please also check out my other projects moegamer.net, where I explore Japanese and Japanese-inspired games from yesterday and today, and videopackgames.wordpress.com, which aims to catalogue the small but well-formed library of the Philips G7000 Videopack computer, also known as the Magnavox Odyssey 2. You can also support my work on Patreon or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.